Okay, I get to speak my mind, but remember, I got to do it quickly because you can't get anything over a 2 or 3 minute video on YouTube. And okay, so one thing. Okay, speaking my mind, but quick. One thing I said when Donald Trump got elected in 2016 is that he needs to do everything that he wants to do in one term. He cannot focus on being a two-term president. And everybody was like, well, no, one term isn't enough. And I said, no, because they'll never ever let him do this. They'll never let him do this again. He gets one shot, one term. And everybody that was, that I heard from that didn't hate Trump instinctually and satanically, would say, no, 2 terms. And I'm like, where are you guys right now? You're in the first term. And I'm one of the few people who has maintained, because with Donald Trump, he did have a cult of personality going on, is that there was nowhere you could really talk about Donald Trump in any kind of favorable way on the internet where you wouldn't get banned or pushed aside or shadow banned or whatever. And so the small space that was left, you had to have total adherence to Donald Trump and his policies, and there was no criticisms that you could ever give, right? Well, because one thing that I always brought up with people is, hey, the Mandalay Bay shooting, and didn't the FBI have something to do with that? Well, we can finally all see that the FBI is corrupt now, okay, and that it doesn't work for the people, all right? How nobody ever found out what happened in that shooting. The FBI investigated the president and didn't find anything, right, for 3 years and spent a bunch of money. So I'm getting distracted here by my neighbors. But I got to have a quick video. So I say you got to get it done in one term. If you don't get it done in one term and make it stick, then it'll never happen again. And I think that's true. Because here we go to where unless the courts flip the election, which I guess they might, Joe Biden's going to get in. Okay. And, let me think here. How the thing is, the Democrats don't get it. They've been so bloodthirsty to get Donald Trump as a political party that the people that voted for Biden are blinded. They're blinded. All they want is to get back into power, right? But they don't realize the extent to which, they don't seem to care about anything else besides politics, to the point where it's like your FBI is covering up mass shootings. It's like there's a huge problem here to where the American people don't get to know anymore. Things aren't found out, So you can kiss goodbye, ever having the thought that you could maybe, kind of figure out what happened in Mandalay or anything like that, because you're never going to be able to now. Because if Joe Biden gets in there, which I think he will, you got to be realistic. You can't sit there and be a blind supporter of somebody. You have to look at everything. It looks like Joe Biden's going to get in. You're never going to hear about there's never going to be any integrity, at least for those 4 years. But I think they're going to try to really, lock everything down for themselves. You're never going to hear anything about that again. So, and that's my point. Who wins or who lost? That's politics. People win and lose. But it's important to the point where the people that are in power now are the kind of people who you can't trust. You can't trust them. They'll do the wrong thing. They won't demand any accountability, or they won't demand justice. They won't do any kind of reform that'll benefit anybody else but them, right? So to Democrats who were all happy, because I know the type, to where they feel like they've won. I think though in the air, as part of the spirit of the country, I feel that they know in their hearts that they've made a huge mistake in order to put other people into power that aren't any damn good, and more than likely are going to end up negatively affecting them too. So congratulations, if you're a Joe Biden person, because I think you can feel it. Okay, that the mass shootings and things, and the people really die. That's my point to all this too. There's more than politics. In these mass shootings, especially under Obama, the people that got shot and died, hey, did you know that they actually got murdered and they got shot and died? and how I haven't seen much of that under Trump. And it's like, okay, you're so bloodthirsty for a political win that it's like, you're going to usher back in the age of that kind of thing. So we'll see.